Alright, so here's a game I played a little bit earlier today using the quote-unquote Old Faithful build, just so I can kind of showcase you guys what it looks like. So, this Terran, I think he's unranked, so I think he was like 5.1, something like that. So, realistically, I can speed it up. I'm just going to keep it in my point of view. It's just going to be 17 hatch, 17 gas, 17 pool. And then I'm just going to point out the attack and where I even made some mistakes. Like, it's not perfect. I've actually had a pretty rough go this season. My win-loss is pretty brutal. I've been having a lot of fun making videos, and my gameplay has reflected it too. I've fallen from about 5760 to I think I'm at like 5380 or 5410 or something like that right now. It's been a rough season. So yeah. The whole goal of this, like, we're always doing the dance. Doesn't matter if we're playing macro, doesn't matter if we're playing cheese. The whole point of keeping the Reaper away for this specific build, and why I put the Baneling Nest over here, is specifically because the Reaper is going to dart in a lot more in the main. If I was playing better, like I said, I've been making lots of sloppy mistakes lately. This queen should have been a little bit more aggressively positioned here by the Reaper wall, and then these lings could have been positioned a little bit more aggressively down here just to deny the scout. We don't need to kill the Reaper, we just need to prevent vision. Because if he sees this early Bane Nest, this is an early timing. It's kind of a giveaway. So thankfully, he didn't see it, and that's kind of that. So let's fast forward. So yeah, there you go. I've got my lings a bit more aggressively positioned just to deny that. So I'm just getting ready to move out. Now, if you notice, I see the Hellions there. With my middle Overlord, that's something I like to do. I like to keep, especially when we're playing cheesy, because I want to see what's coming at me, because the first few minutes are ever so important. I see the Reaper and the two Hellions moving across the way. So what do? I send a majority of my lings up this way. Now, yes, it's a longer path, but the surprise is kind of everything here. And then I take a few lings so it looks realistic, and I actually send them this way just to keep the units distracted and make it look a little bit more realistic. There we go. Now, I'm going to back this up. Just look at his point of view, okay?
SCV ready.
So he's moving out. He's about to see the four lanes. I denied him from getting up on top of the ramp. He didn't see the rest. Back to my view. We went around. Versus Terran, we do not want to pre-morph banelings. We get the surrounding these two Hellions. That's a sweet pick. First things first, let's get in there. Is the wall open? It is. Let's get in. Just do as much damage as we can. Remember, we're reinforcing the lings constantly. So as long as we're keeping up with our injects, obviously it would have been nice. That was a sloppy mistake there. I could have tried to focus fire down the Hellions a bit more, but those lings were committed. They were going to die, and the SCVs were body blocking pretty good. So you get what you get, right? We're already up to 12 SCV kills. So yeah, I'll just speed it up. Now, from his point of view, I'm pretty sure he thought this was over and done with, which is a little strange, considering how many lings he just saw. It looked pretty committed to me, but yeah, he doesn't seem to be in any rush to put the wall back up. He's got the lib, which is nice, it really is. But yeah, there. So the wall starts. And his point of view, he's not really... He doesn't seem like he has that much concern. Meanwhile, now that I know the wall's back up, time to it's time to morph the Banelings. We go in. We try and avoid the lib as best we can, but you know, we take a couple shots. But at this point, he knows it's GG. That is Old Faithful. All right, I got a couple more replays. All right, so this is a short and sweet game. It's just against a 4.9k toss. Still, I mean, nothing. I'm not shitting on the guy. It's still a respectable MMR. It's very high. He's still Grandmaster, but you know, the ladder at the top can sometimes be volatile. Sometimes I can get players as low as 4.5k. Sometimes I can pull like 6.2k plus players, and I just get myself base rolled. But yeah. So in this game, I just did 15 hatch, and then I go for the Ling Flood. Now, I made a video on this. Ugh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I just go for a 15 hatch Ling Flood. I made a video on this already. Essentially, this build is Jedi mind tricks. We're trying to dupe the Protoss into making them think that this is somewhat normal, when in fact everything's just slightly early. If you look from his point of view, he sees the spawning pool just going down, he sees the hatchery, he probably thinks, if he knows the exact timing, he might think, huh, you know, this is a little bit early of a hatchery, but most likely in his head, since he didn't get the hatch block, especially this being a new map, there might be some confusion, but he probably just thinks I 16 hatched. So no alarm bells going off. As you can see, he's still playing very standard. He's not adjusting his play. We sold it. Now, even this game's not perfect. I definitely made some sloppy mistakes. But let's look at this. So I pull off gas because all I need is 100. Again, I made some sloppy mistakes here. I could have tightened that up. Look, I have 20 extra gas that I do not need. Now, we get really unlucky here. This is another sloppy mistake I make. I'm not ashamed. I'm more than happy to share this with you guys. It doesn't bother me. But whenever we're doing something like this, anytime we're making a lot of lings early on, it doesn't matter if it's against Protoss, if it's against Terran, if it's against Zerg. If it's against Zerg specifically, we want to send a queen and just see if we can poke away the overlords. But these 4 lings should have been way ahead. They should have been scouting for a probe. These 4 lings should have been way ahead. They should have been scouting for a probe. And these reinforcements should have been held back until these 4 have confirmed. Now, we don't want to move out with 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, we don't want to move out with a weird number. We want to move out with 4 because we made 4 and it's expected of us to make 4. So it looks normal. Now, he actually catches vision and he sees, holy shit, there's a lot of lings coming his way. So that was mistake number 1. So what do I have to do to alter my game plan? Well, I know he's going to be putting up batteries, and I know he's going to try and hardwall right now. So, killing the pylon is still my number 1 goal, but I don't want to lose a bunch of lings because the element of surprise is gone. It's a lot easier when they have no idea until it's there to just kind of ignore the adept when you have enough lings and just zerg down that pylon. But he knows it's coming and he knew it was coming in advance. So that's why the shield battery's on the way. He's going to be prepping. Now I just need to kill the units, protect my lings, kill the pylon, win the game. So yeah, he hard walls me off, so I have to quickly break it down. I just really want to contain these adepts. As long as I can kill this adept, I'm fine. Focus on the battery. Battery goes dead. GG. So, even if you're in a game and you're cheesing someone or you're being aggressive or anything like that, and you make a mistake like I clearly did, improvise, adapt, overcome. In that case, he knew it was coming. So rather than me being able to just blindly click on the pylon and win the game, I had to improvise a little bit by killing a shield battery and 2 adepts instead of the pylon first. Not that big of a deal, really. But sloppy mistakes on my end. It shouldn't have been that difficult. All right, I have one more replay for you guys. All right. And this is my final replay. 5.4k Terran. I actually lose this game. I kind of YOLO'd this one, I'm not gonna lie. There's lots of games where I just, be it I'm feeling creative, I'm not feeling confident, or I just want to do something different, I go for it. And now, a lot of the times when I do this, I'm on an alt account or something like that, but I just kind of went for it today. So, double extractor trick. Basically, I'm just going to proxy hatch in. The whole goal of this proxy hatch, realistically, if I can win the game, awesome, you know, move on. But realistically, what I was shooting for here was just to slow him down as much as possible. Creep spread is natural, deny him from mining, just keep him on one base as long as I can, so that I can just get a stupid amount of mutas out. So I'll speed it up a little bit. As you can see, this Terran player, actually, I gotta give him credit. He really handled this solidly. I did my best to kind of throw some chaos at him, throw everything I could, and he handled it. He really solid play here. So yeah, I get a queen. I get a spine. I delay his natural. I think I even force a cancel. Do I? No, he finished. Yeah, no, I got the cancel. Sick. So yeah, I just get some creep tumors down. I just delay his natural. I just be annoying. Meanwhile, back at home, I'm literally just droning. Look, I can take out a depot, but he responds super well. Look, he's got a tank on the high ground, the bunker. I'm not breaking that, and I know that. So what do? This is pretty much my plan the whole time. Slow him down as much as I can. Get a stupid amount of mutas out. Now, mutas are not combat units. I'm not looking to go just 2-base muta for the sake of trying to kill everything with mutalisks. I'm trying to get a stupid amount of mutas out and slow him down so that he doesn't really have any other option but to make a ton of marines or tanks or something. But he's not going to be able to make a bunch of liberators or Thors or anything like that. And I can just freely harass for days. That's my whole goal, is just get a ton of mutalisks, bounce around, be as annoying as possible, pick off SCVs, pick off tech labs and reactors, and yeah. So I'll speed it up. Like I said, this Terran player does a really solid job. He did, like, I did what I could to try and deny it. I kept the creep tumor there as long as I could. I forced a couple scans out, which was nice. I definitely wasted some energy. But, you know, he saw through it. He stayed calm. Gotta give him credit. So yeah, I get my stupid ball of mutas going. And this is, again, from my point of view. So I'm just darting in and out. All I want to do is be as annoying as possible. Part of being an aggressive player, well, I definitely can play macro. I wouldn't say it's my strongest suit, but I absolutely can. But part of being an aggressive player is also being able to play this mid game and being somewhat comfortable with playing this mid game, because not everyone is going to die to your aggressive plays, but you can almost always, if controlled right, put yourself in a somewhat advantageous position. So I've gotten used to playing, you know, the mid game here. It's the late game where I'm okay. But yeah. So I took a lot more damage than I needed to from those Marines, but I picked them off. All I'm really doing is making a stupid amount of mutas, still trying to be annoying, and then reinforcing with Lingbane. So I fly around, like, look, I've gotten 21 SCV kills. If we look at the units, I'm still behind because look how many units I'm making. Double expanded, so I'm on 4 hatches. Like, realistically, those 2 extra hatches right now, at least, are just for production. Like, I have very minimal queens. This is not a macro build. This is me just following up my aggression. Now, here's where I want to pause and point this out. The reason why I don't have a ton of queens or a ton of drones right now is, again, I'm an aggressive player. But a lot of Terrans, if they haven't already lost by now, they kind of typically fall a bit apart. There's usually, and it's not just Terrans, it's anyone, including myself, when you're under just stupid amounts of pressure, left, right, and center, bouncing back and forth, something's got to give, and usually something cracks. This guy, well, he definitely made a couple mistakes. He was solid. Like, he just didn't crack. So me putting all of my time, effort, and energy trying to get all these units out and really punish him didn't work out for me, and I ended up shooting myself in the foot. So, you know, I have to get some queens. I have to get some injects going. I have to get more production because the units I've made are not winning me the game. If we look at the upgrades, like, he's got 1 drone. I've got +1 for my mutalisks, but that's it. So we're being annoying, we're denying the third, and yeah, we've got 26 worker kills, but, you know, it's 43 drones to 50. I'm still down in workers. Like, that... I guess what was going through my head right now is I'm already down, and I'm already committed. I don't want to fight that uphill battle where I give up and just start droning like a madman and try and get myself into a stabilized macro game because I'm already down. We look at the losses, like I've lost more. I haven't been like 141 lanes and 16 meters have already gone down. I know this game's pretty much signed, sealed, delivered for him. It's done. But I fight on just a little bit. I don't want to like BM my opponent. I don't want to waste time. You know, I know when it's over, but I kind of go for this last-ditch effort here. And we end up getting into a base trade. So I just try and drag his army at home. All I'm trying to do is prevent him from moving to my side of the map with Mutalisks. I try and run in, get a couple Baneling kills on the Marine so that my Mutalisks can come in and clean it up. And look how well positioned he is. Those 3 missile turrets there. He's got a siege tank on the high ground. Like, he's in such a solid position. Yeah, my 16 Mutalisks and 45 Lings are just not going to cut it for me right now.
Our forces are under attack. Mutation complete.
So yeah, if we look right here, I can see him moving out on creep. And I decide my best and only option at this point, realistically, is a base trade. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to GG. But because I know he's at home, or sorry, because I know most of his army's moving out right now, I'm just going to go for the base trade. I've got the mutas. If he tries to lift off, I can snipe his buildings. It's kind of a fingers crossed Hail Mary play.
Mineral field depleted.
Yeah. I know this isn't working.
Mineral
All I'm doing is morphing a bunch of Banelings at home. My 1-1's not done. It's...
Exhausted. Mutation. The hive cluster is under attack.
Spines is a last-ditch effort. I GG right away. I'm just fast-forwarding to the end. Now again, credit where credit's due. This guy played solid. He held up under pressure. He made the right decisions. He really, really, really held my shenanigans well. So credit where credit's due. Mang or Mangu, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but solid play. Don't be afraid of your losses, guys. Yeah, I YOLO'd this. It wasn't my finest game, but it was fun. I fought hard, you know, it just... There's a difference between fighting to try and get a win or, you know, even though you know you've probably lost. And then there's staying in the game forever, floating your bases, or having 0 armies, 0 money to remake anything. Like, that's just kind of BM. But I knew I had a snowball's chance in hell of winning. So I tried, but this guy just was relentless. Sometimes you're going to find players like this that absolutely can shut you down. The whole reason I wanted to show you this replay is sometimes it doesn't work. But don't give up. Just push hard. Keep going. You will, like, if I played this guy again, I'm not saying I could beat him, and I'm not saying he could beat me. But it'd be just another match. And we'd be right back at it, and it'd be exciting to see who could win again. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these builds live, and good luck, have fun.